Hey there, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a really important topic for so many families, the Contributory Aged Parent Visa, also known as Subclass 864. So let's get right into what it takes to bring your parents over to Australia for good.
This is the big question, isn't it? It's the whole reason you're here. If you're a settled Aussie citizen or a permanent resident, and you're dreaming of having your parent join you for good, then you are absolutely in the right place.
So first things first, what's the end goal here? Let's get a really clear picture of what this visa actually is, what it offers, and why it's such a huge deal for so many people.
Okay, so here it is, the official definition. The key words here are permanent and indefinitely. This isn't just a long holiday. We're talking about setting your parent up to live their life here in Australia permanently. It's a game changer. And look at what that permanent life actually means. It's not just about being able to stay, it's about being able to live. Your parent can work, they can study, they get access to Medicare, they can even sponsor other family members down the track, and of course, start thinking about becoming an Australian citizen. These are the real life-changing benefits.
Right, we've seen the dream. Now let's talk about the journey to get there. And for this visa, the first big hurdle, kind of like a toll booth on a highway, is the cost. And, well, it's pretty significant, so let's just rip the Band-Aid off and look at the numbers.
Yep, there it is. Almost $49,000, and that's just the starting price for one parent. It's a huge amount of money, no doubt about it. That's why they call it a contributory visa. You're basically making a substantial contribution towards your parents' future healthcare costs in Australia.
Now, the good news is you don't have to find all of that cash at once. The government splits it up. You pay a smaller amount when you first lodge the application, which basically gets you in the queue. The second, much larger payment, you only have to worry about that when they call your number and are getting ready to make a final decision. And as you'll see, that could be quite a while.
And that brings us to the second massive hurdle, the waiting game. Once you've paid that first fee and submitted the application, the journey isn't over. In a way, it's just beginning. You're going to need a lot of patience.
So why the long wait? Well, this quote from the Department of Home Affairs says it all. It's a simple case of supply and demand. Way more people want these visas for their parents than the government makes available each year. It's that imbalance that creates the infamous queue.
Capping and queuing. You're going to hear these two words a lot. Capping just means there's a hard limit, a cap, on how many parent visas are granted each year. And queuing? Well, that means once you've passed the first checks, you get put in line and have to wait your turn for one of those limited spots to free up.
So this is basically how it works. Think of it in two stages. Stage 1 is all about getting your application in and making sure you meet all the basic criteria. If you do, congratulations, you're officially in the queue. Stage 2, well, that only kicks in when you finally reach the front of the line. That's when your application gets picked up for the final review and when they ask for that big second payment.
Okay, so let's fast forward. You've navigated the cost, you've waited patiently in the queue for years, and you finally got the good news. What does life actually look like now that your parent is a permanent resident?
Now, this might seem like a small detail, but it's incredibly important. The countdown to being eligible for Australian citizenship, it doesn't start when you applied. It starts on the exact day that the Subclass 864 visa is officially granted, so keep that date circled on your calendar.
And one last, really crucial thing to understand. With permanent residency comes a 5-year travel facility. For the first 5 years, your parent can travel in and out of Australia as much as they like. But after that 5-year mark, if they're overseas and want to come back, they'll need something called a resident return visa to prove they're still a resident. The other option, of course, is that by then they become an Australian citizen, which means they have an Aussie passport and can come and go as they please, forever.
So it really all boils down to this, doesn't it? You've got this huge cost and a really long wait on one side. And on the other, you've got the chance for a permanent future with your family all together in Australia. Is it worth it? That's the question every family has to answer for themselves.